Hi, my name is Dan Tartaglia, and these are just a few guidelines or tips to flying a drone inside a room or inside a building. There are a lot of things to consider, and I've done it a few times recently for jobs and for personal experience, and I thought I'd share some of that with you. The first topic I have here is called permission, and by permission, I'm not just referring to FAA permissions. I'm also referring to the permissions of who owns the building, who even owns the room or residence or property. There could be a liability issues going on here, and just make sure you have permission to do this so that there are no hassles in the end. Wherever you fly a drone, make sure you're aware of your surroundings. That includes people, that includes objects, that includes just being aware of what's around you when you're flying it so that you're not going to crash it, first of all, but also you're not going to offend anybody, you're not going to cause any hassles, and just have a good time doing it. Unless it's a really bright area, you may want to avoid using any kind of neutral density filters or ND filters of any kind. As far as exposure settings go, I've kept it pretty much on automatic. Depending on the situation, you may want to manually set them, but this works the best for me, at least for now. When you fly a drone inside a building or a room, you want to turn off your obstacle avoidance abilities on your drone. The drone I'm using here is a Mini 3 Pro, but it goes for any DJI drone and probably other drone types as well. One method I find works really well is to set up sports mode to work inside of a building or a room. And it's really just changing the settings so that they look like they're in cine mode, for example. So if I go into the settings in my Fly app, I'll go to my control, I'll go to my gain, expo, and tuning, and I'll change my settings to simulate my cine mode in sport. So I'll just go through each setting one at a time and just slow it down and make it smooth so that when I'm flying inside, I'm a lot more confident that I'm not going to crash my drone, first of all, but I'm also going to get some really smooth footage too and not have to worry about the avoidance of objects. And in the end, if you decide to reset it back to sports mode by default, just click on the Reset Current Settings button. The first number of times I've flown drones inside, I've used propeller guards, and I have propeller guards for all my drones. After a while, you gain confidence, and when you're flying really slow, almost like cine mode, the guards aren't really needed as long as it's not too windy out and you're confident the openings are big enough that you're not going to obviously crash your drone. When you're flying a drone inside, there's less control on how the drone's going to fly in some ways. So a lot of times I'll just walk right behind it and just follow it as it goes where it has to go. That way I'm confident I'm getting the footage I want. I'm also confident that the drone's not going to crash and it's not going to behave abnormally. There are times where you can't just walk right behind the drone as it's flying. So just as long as you're staying within a number of feet and in line of sight, just it'll help you be more confident of the drone's doing what it needs to do. And again, it's not going to crash. As far as I know, you cannot turn off return to home on a DJI drone. So when you're flying inside, you need to make sure your battery level is at a certain peak so that you're not going to have your drone automatically try to return to home, which will hit the ceiling. So just watch your battery level carefully, and even if you come close, switch out your batteries and not just play it safe. My final thoughts are really flying a drone inside gives a unique look and feel when you're creating your videos. And I've had a couple of jobs so far. Some have been in offices, some have been at construction sites. And flying a drone inside a room or a building really can be useful and profitable. You just need to be careful and you need to just follow the basic guidelines I mentioned and probably some other ones as well. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was useful. And if it was, or if you like any of my other videos, please remember to subscribe. I have links in the description below of some of these videos, the full length of these videos. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.